What's going on, everyone? It's Mike, aka Sinister Moon, with another episode of Shooting the Shit Saturdays. We're on episode 3 already. It's gone by really quick so far. It's like, wow, we're already on the third one? That's crazy. Anyhow, I had a very eventful week this week. My girlfriend and I went out to the Denver Zoo, and it was awesome. I love the zoo. You know, I love seeing all the animals and everything. But afterwards, we went to Casa Bonita. If you're not from Colorado, there's a good chance that you've heard of Casa Bonita from South Park. It's the restaurant that Eric Cartman really wants to go to. I think it's something like it's Kyle's birthday, and so he can invite 3 friends, and so he decides to take Stan and Kenny and Butters. And so Eric is really butthurt that he can't go to Casa Bonita because it's like his favorite place ever. And so he finds a way to get rid of, to kind of stash Butters aside for over a week so he can go to Casa Bonita. And the reason why I'm mentioning Casa Bonita is because inside of this place there's 2 arcades, which sounds awesome. But every single game, except for like maybe one, has an LCD monitor in it. And I'm not saying that LCDs can't look good in arcade cabinets, because they definitely can look pretty good. Like the one in my main cade looks pretty damn good actually. But their LCDs look horrible, like totally horrible. They don't have like scan lines enabled or anything, and they just look so awful. And most of their machines had like really generic Chinese joysticks in them and everything, and I seriously couldn't bring myself to play a single game. Like, they were all so crappy looking. I couldn't do it, and so that was a bummer. And the food was actually pretty shitty too. If you're wondering what the food is like there, the first plate they give you is sizzling hot, right? And it's on a glass plate, it's sizzling hot, and it's actually pretty good. You're like, oh, hey, this is pretty good. Like, I can't believe people don't like this. This isn't bad at all. Then you get the second plate, because if you do the all-you-can-eat, it's seriously $20 a person. Like, it's like $18.99. And so you get that second plate, and it comes out on a plastic plate, and it's not sizzling hot, and it tastes horrible. Like, it tastes like if you were to like half nuke some Mexican food, like some frozen Mexican food. Yeah, that's about what it tasted like. I couldn't finish more than a fourth of the plate. I was just like, this is awful. I can't do this. And it wrecked my stomach. Like, after like not even I like maybe 20 minutes after leaving, I'm like, I gotta go sit on the toilet for a while. And I demolished that toilet. It was pretty crazy. Yeah. We should just have an episode where I talk about poop. Like, I think I could probably talk about poop for an entire episode, actually. I wanted to give a couple shout-outs really quick. First shout-out going to Batza Brand. Batza Brand and I recently did a trade through the mail, and so that's cool. You know, I always enjoy trading and stuff with people off of YouTube that I've known for years and everything. That's always fun. And plus, earlier we played some games on. Well, we played a game on Fightcade. If you don't know what Fightcade is, it's basically like a front end that uses MAME and MAME ROMs. And goes through like the Caloria, however you say it, network, and so you can play those MAME games online with your friends, or strangers or whatever. So yeah, we ended up playing Dodonpachi, or Dudonpachi. I've always called it Dodonpachi. Either way, we played that, and it was fun, except for the fact that the screen wouldn't get no more bigger than like the palm. Is basically almost as big as my hand, maybe a little bit bigger on my laptop screen, and it wouldn't go into full screen for whatever reason. And so I hit Batza up, and I'm like, dude, this thing's so ridiculously small, I'm getting my ass kicked. And he's like, yeah, it's itty bitty, it's on, and so, and then once he said that, I realized that it was like that for him too. And so I just got closer to my laptop and made the best of it. But yeah, we beat the game, which was fun. It was a really shitty ending. I don't know if there's a good ending and a bad ending for that game, but I can't even tell you how many credits I used, or how much it would have cost me had I been using actual quarters, but probably quite a bit. So, but yeah, that was cool. Fun times. And second shout out to Dumas, or Dumas? I don't know. That guy. He comments on all my content, or at least most of it. I appreciate it, man. It's good to know that there's at least, one or two people out there that enjoy watching my videos. So, thanks, man. I'm drinking some plain iced tea today. The ice has melted, but yeah, Intellivision mug that I talked about prior episode. Cool, right? I saw a video the other day that was interesting to me. It was Gamester81, and he was talking about channel updates and various things, various changes that he's going to be making. And he mentioned in that video that, maybe some people have, thought that he was, kind of, selling out or, getting paid off for, endorsements and stuff, to advertise, clone consoles and stuff like that. And he said that that isn't the case. That wasn't what he was going for and stuff like that. And I believe him, because Gamester81 is a good dude. He's an honest dude. And, he wouldn't lie about a thing like that. But it just kind of made me think about what we were talking about last episode with how, in regards to how I never made it big time on YouTube and everything. And I think a good part of that, or a good reason as to why, is because I'm too fucking honest, and I'm not family friendly, really. I cuss. I'm just real. I am who I am, and that's it. If somebody sent me something to review, and it sucked, I would tell people that it sucked, and I would tell them why it sucks. And, people don't want that. Companies obviously don't want that. They want you to be like, this thing's great. So more people buy it. But, yeah, see, even if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't hold back. I don't put on the mittens for anybody. You know what I mean? I don't sugarcoat shit. If something sucks, it sucks. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely see a lot of people on YouTube that are total fucking sellouts, man. And you gotta wonder, are these people even into video games? Do they even give a shit about video games? Or are they just doing this, to get paid? And yeah, I see a lot of those people, and I'm not gonna mention names or anything like that. I'm not gonna call anybody out, but there are a lot of fucking posers, and it's annoying. And speaking of posers, let's talk slightly more about the resellers again. I had this thing happen to me where I was in a Facebook group, and it's just some little group here in Colorado. It's no reason for any of you to join unless you live in Colorado, really. And even then, I wouldn't suggest it. The group is notorious for having a bunch of people that enjoy trying to get top dollar for their shit. And I don't like that. I'm not cool with that. And here's the reason why. Top dollar is eBay price, okay? So, eBay, the reason why you can get more money for your items on eBay is because you have the whole world to work with. It's a worldwide marketplace. And so, more people are interested in your stuff. As opposed to locally, unless it's a really hot item or something, not a lot of people will be interested in it. And so asking top dollar is a little ridiculous. But what makes it more ridiculous is eBay takes a cut. Okay, they charge you seller's fees. And then on top of that, if you offer free shipping, then you got to pay for shipping. And you also got to pay for packing materials. And if you take it to the post office on your own, then you got to pay for gas. Or you got to, it takes time. And time is worth money. Like, we're only on this earth for so long. And so if you're selling on eBay, you got to take into consideration that a good chunk of that is going to be posting and packaging and sending it out. And so, yeah, that's why you can get more for it. Because, like, let's say I have a game posted for $6.99 and I sell it for that, but I offer free shipping. Okay, so the envelope and the tape and the labels and the envelope, all that's all you. And so basically, after eBay's cut and after shipping and everything, that $7 game turns into about like a $3.50 profit, And so, like, I mean, like what I do is I sell my games for about half of eBay price. Sometimes I go about 70% on hotter items just because I don't want people to buy my item for 70%, and then so they can get that 30%, like, even though, like, I mean, maybe they might get 10% on the deal if they flip it on eBay after they have to ship it and everything. I still don't want somebody profiting off of me. I want a real gamer to buy the game and be happy that they got a good deal, and put it, they'll play it, they'll enjoy it, they'll put it in their collection, and yeah. Anyhow, this lady posted this, I think it was Kingdom Hearts. It was like a framed print of some sort, and she claimed that on eBay it's selling for $550 to $750, and that it's super rare. That's another thing that they all like to say, right? That everything's rare. Oh, this copy of Mario Brothers 3, super rare, right? And so I looked it up, and it turns out that not a single one of these things has sold in months. And so there's really no price for it. And some people, one person was asking like $450, but obviously they're not going to sell it for $450. Another person was asking $150, and it still wasn't budging. And so honestly, I think that her print, like, if I had to guess, like, if I had to totally guess what it's worth on eBay, I'd say it's worth $100 on eBay. What's it worth locally? I'd say probably about $25-30 is what it's worth locally. And so I said something about it, and she, gave me a bunch of attitude. Hey, if you don't want the item, then just don't say anything or just walk away. And then this other guy comes in and accuses me of being a white knight, which really I think he was more being the white knight. But he was like basically agreeing with her and just let her do what she wants to, and blah, 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 blah. And so I deleted my comments just because I didn't want to deal with it, And like the guy that runs the group is like one of the biggest resellers in Colorado, and he's actually a cop as well. And I'm not a fan of police officers. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's some good ones out there. I'm not saying that they all suck, but I'm saying that pretty much every interaction I've had with the cops has totally sucked. So, yeah, like I can't think of a single incident where I could be like, this one time this cop pulled over and totally helped me when my car died and gave me a ride and let me use his phone and all that. I haven't had any kind of incidents like that, and I haven't had to call the cops for any kind of help. So, yeah. Anyhow, I deleted the comments because I just didn't want a war, But later on, I was thinking about it. I shouldn't have deleted those comments. Why shouldn't I stand up against these fuckers? Why shouldn't you stand up against these fuckers? So from now on, I'm just gonna say it. If somebody has like this $1 million or like this fucking cheap piece of shit and they want $1 million for it, then I'm gonna call them out. Why? because it benefits other gamers. And, you know, like, I mean, I think we're all getting kind of sick of this shit, you know, about all these people that aren't even gamers just scarfing everything up and trying to get top dollar for it locally and stuff. And it needs to come to an end. Like, those people need to go back to selling old toys or something. Like, well, not even that, because I enjoy those too. But maybe, I don't know, something else. Like, maybe they go sell some jewelry or something. Go find some gold and melt it down and sell it to somebody or something. I don't know. Like, go make money, get a job. You know, like, go do something else. Like, stay away from my shit, man. Like, leave our stuff alone. Those are our deals. Anyhow, next topic. So, we're going to do pickups. Pickups is the next topic. And I didn't do too bad this week, keeping in mind that a lot of things are dry out there still, you know, because so many people are resellers. But I ended up getting The Amazing Spider-Man for the Game Boy, and I've never played this before, so I paid $2.99 for it. I think that's a pretty good deal. I think on eBay it's maybe worth $6-7 or something like that, so it's like half price. I haven't seen a Game Boy game like show up in a thrift store in I don't even know how many months, like quite a while. And I think the last one I saw was some sports title that I had no interest in. So yeah, to see a Game Boy game pop up for $3, I couldn't pass it up. And you know, I'll probably play it for a little bit, and if I decide that I don't want to hold on to it, then you know, I'll get rid of it. But it's made by LGN, which I know a lot of people hate LGN, but you know, LGN also made Maximum Carnage, and Maximum Carnage is one of my all-time favorite games. So this one might not be bad. If you played this game, let me know what you think of it in the comment section, because yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. And the other thing that I got is going to be this Game Gear. I already have a Game Gear, however, I couldn't pass this one up. It had the you know how certain thrift stores have it to the point that you can get that color tag half off or whatever. It was this one. I got lucky. They originally wanted, I think it was like $10.99, so I got it for $5.99. And it came with a copy of George Foreskin Boxing or whatever. George Foreman Grill here. Foreman Grill game. This game didn't work. I haven't opened it up yet and cleaned the pens or anything. I'm sure I'll probably get it working, but yeah, it doesn't work. And so I tried cleaning it just real quickly with rubbing alcohol, and that didn't do the trick either, so I'll have to open it up and take a look. But the GameCube, actually, I just called the Game Gear a GameCube. That's pretty funny. But yeah, the Game Gear actually does work. I got a copy of Jurassic Park in there right now. However, the audio doesn't work, which is kind of a bummer, but, you know, whatever. That's not that big of a deal. I'm not mad about it. It's just a couple capacitors, so easy fix. And, yeah, I like it. I mean, the screen actually looks really good for, you know, for what it is. Game Gear never really looked all that great, but it had some, had a lot of corrosion in the battery terminals, but you know, that was easy to clean. You just got to be careful with it because you don't want that crap going down into the board or anything. But yeah, it was, you know, I think it maybe took me like a minute to clean them, and yeah, it works mostly. It mostly works. But yeah, $6 for this, and Foreskin here, I think is a pretty good deal, especially nowadays. You know, nowadays, like, it seems like everything is through the roof in price, you know, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I got this week. Let's take a drink of some tea here. It's good stuff. So I've currently been playing a lot of MAME, a lot of games on MAME, and the reason why, other than the fact that I like them and everything, I picked up a Suzo Hap competition joystick, and I gotta say I really like it. It works really well. I'm really happy with it. I understand that there's other sticks like the IL Euro stick that are similar but better, but they're also more expensive. And I was like, eh. I ended up getting it from Tornado Terry, and Tornado Terry actually puts cherry switches in them, and they feel great. You know, I'm glad that I didn't get like the generic like Chinese knockoff with the E switches in it, because E switches aren't as good as cherry switches. Cherry switches are the best. If you're doing leaf switch, then great. Leaf switch rocks, but leaf switch is expensive, and so as far as micro switches go, cherries are the best. That's just how it is. Unfortunately, though, it's an 8-way stick, and playing 4-way games with an 8-way stick sucks. It's so sloppy. It can be done, but not very well. So, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get this into my cabinet, into my control panel. This is an authentic Miss Pac-Man stick. I actually picked up a control panel, Miss Pac-Man control panel, I don't even know how many years ago, for like $25. Got a really good deal on it. But I ended up giving it to my friend Tony Johnson, who I've made videos with and everything. And then I years later, I was like, can I get that stick back? And he's like, yeah, dude, for sure, And so I got it back, but it's dirty as all hell, and it has rust all over it. It works. Like, I plugged it in just very briefly just to see if it works, and it does work, and the grommet feels good, but it really needs cleaned up, taken apart and cleaned up, and the leaves definitely need a little bit of adjusting, but I'm not going to bother with it unless I need to measure it out and figure out if it's going to work in my control panel. Like I'm thinking about putting it in the center of the two joysticks, and then that way it will be like in the center, more like Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man or whatever, and I'll just use that for my 4-way games. And I'm a huge Galaga and Miss Pac-Man and Pac-Man fan, and so having the authentic Namco joystick in my arcade would definitely make all the difference for me. And so, yeah, let's hope that works out. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and put this guy on player 2. Now, this is the 20th anniversary, or Galaga Pac-Man anniversary thingamajig. This one has E-switches in it. And like I said before, they're not as good as cherry switches. They're not, the ones here really aren't that bad, but I would still like to get some cherries on there. And yeah, if I can't get this one going, then I'll use this one, and this is good enough. I think this will do just fine. But yeah, I mean, look at the difference between the two. Like, you got the real deal here, and you got the plastic bullshit here. But yeah, I mean, essentially they kind of do about the same thing. So yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely update you guys. I've been working more on my arcade cabinet, which is also another reason why I've been playing MAME games a lot. I got the reproduction marquee on its way. It should be here, I think maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that. And I'm gonna be ordering the Repro control panel overlay. I actually found a good one for a decent price, and I actually ordered the T-molding. It's like an offset. It's like a 9/16 offset T-molding or something like that for that Century machines use. Somebody put like the standard on it, which looks awful, and so it's going to be nice to have that good T-molding on there that actually fits. And the only reason why it's taken me so long to order it is because I thought originally it was $100. Like, somebody linked me to it. My friend Zyla that owns Hyperspace Arcade out in the Denver area. She linked me to that, and I honestly thought that team building was $100, but it turns out that it's actually $100 for 250 feet or something like that, like a whole shit ton of it. And obviously I don't need that. So for one game's worth, it was only like $10 plus shipping, and I was like, oh, well, fucking A. And so I went ahead and ordered it, and so that should be here probably about Thursday, Friday. So, hopefully before Saturday, because Saturday I doubt they're going to do mail since it's Thanksgiving. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that, and it's definitely coming along. I didn't work on it for some time there because, lack of money or lack of extra money. But now that I have a little bit of extra money, I kind of want to get it going a little sooner. So, yeah. Other than that, I did play. I played Dodonpachi with Batsa on Fightcade. If you don't know what Fightcade is, it's like a version of MAME that includes like that Kelleria network. Caloria. Am I saying that right? Either way, it makes it so you can play MAME games with your friends or strangers or whatever. And it did pretty good, except for the fact that I don't know why it did it for this game, but other games it doesn't do it. But it made Dodonpachi maybe a little bit bigger than my hand. Like it was really small, and it was up on my 19-inch monitor, and or actually I think there's a 17 on my laptop. Yeah, I think that's right. Either way, I had to get really close to play, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. If anybody ever wants to play games on Fightcade, let me know. And yeah, the games behind me. We got Grindstormer for the Sega Genesis, which that game is incredible. It shot up in price as far as I know. I bought it back when it was much cheaper. It's a shmup. It's incredible. I play through it probably once every 2-3 months. I have for 4 years now or so, or something crazy. I love this game. I play it a lot. And then behind me, I actually got the Centipede that came out for Dreamcast, PS1, PC, Mac. But yeah, that came out. I prefer the Dreamcast version here. Which, wow, that gets really dark after a while, doesn't it? Oh, there it goes. It has a screensaver or something built in. But yeah, that game is fun. I haven't played it a whole lot, and that's why I've been playing it, because I haven't played it very much, and I want to. And then over here we got Cool Spot for the Sega Genesis, which I love Cool Spot. I think it's a great platformer, and I've beat that game so many damn times, but I still continue to play it because it's good. What else can I say? It's a good game. So, next topic, we're going to have a movie review. And I gotta say, the only reason why I watched this particular movie in the first place is because it's on Netflix. So, it's called Ripped, and it's like a stoner comedy. And it stars nobody that you've ever heard of. Or at least nobody I've never heard of, or ever heard of. But yeah, it sucked. Don't expect a Cheech and Chong or a Harold and Kumar or Jay and Silent Bob or anything like that. It's not on that level. It's definitely a B movie. I really had to question a lot of their casting choices. I'm just like, okay, why would you cast that guy? He's not screen friendly. Not that I am or something. I'm just saying, if you're gonna make a movie, try to get somebody, a little bit better looking or something, But, yeah, I mean, the acting wasn't bad necessarily. It just, there are so many plot holes in the movie, it was just kind of ridiculous. So I can't say that I suggest that you watch that movie, unless, you just want something to get stoned to. If you're really bored and you want to smoke weed while you're watching other people smoke what may or may not be real weed, then, go for it. Or if you want something to put on, in the background, as you and your friends get high, or maybe you're having a party or a get together or whatever, I could see it being okay for that, but, yeah, it kind of sucked. So, yeah, maybe avoid it, maybe not. Up to you. But speaking of weed, tasty stuff. This is cool looking pipe. I like that pipe. If you ain't choking, you ain't smoking. A music review. So, all the music that has came out in the last year or so, I've essentially listened to everything that seems interesting to me, and so I don't really have too much. I have the newest Beck album downloaded that, I don't know. Beck is pretty crazy. Like, it seems like every album that he puts out gets stranger and stranger, and so I'm looking forward to it because I like experimental music and stuff like that, like stuff like Mr. Bungle and Secret Chiefs 3, and stuff like zany kind of off the wall, like Frank Zappa kind of shit. And that's cool. Beck kind of has his own sound and his own kind of deal going on and everything. So yeah, I'll check that out, and then maybe I'll get back to you on that next week. So what I did end up listening to is an album called Injustice for Jason, and if a lot of you already know what that is. So back in the day, Metallica had an album called Injustice for All, and I'm sure a lot of you have heard it. I mean, it's Metallica. Who hasn't listened to Metallica, right? Either way, Lars really wanted his drums to sound a certain way, and so as a result of that, they lowered the volume on the bass track, and plus they're kind of like, it was kind of a deal, because of Cliff Burton dying, and because they're like razzing Jason Newsted, like he's like the new guy, and so let's like give Jason Newsted a hard time because he's the noob. The bass track was pretty much non-existent on that album. And so, and this came out years ago. It's not new or anything, but somebody released, a different. And there's been several mixes since, but this was the first one, I think, or like the primary one, or the one that people kind of know or whatever the most, is that Injustice for Jason. And I gotta say, it really. Like, I listened to little tidbits before, but I never actually sat down and listened to the whole album through good quality headphones until now. And I gotta say, his bass track adds so much to the album. It makes the album sound so much better. I really enjoyed it. And, there were some parts where it was just, the bass was overwhelming. It was way too much. And, it could have been mixed slightly better. But I would say that I like, this version better than the original, that's for sure. But yeah, definitely check that out if you're a Metallica fan. Like, I think you'll enjoy it. Gaming news, not a whole lot going on this week, really. People are having problems with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and people are mad about all the microtransactions or whatever. I don't play it. I have no desire to play it. I didn't play the first one. I don't really care. I love Star Wars and all, but it's just, maybe in the future I'll change my mind, but I don't want to deal with EA and their bullshit, so I'm probably going to skip over that one. Other than that, a lot of Black Friday deals have been leaked already, and people are starting to kind of plan out, like, if they want to go get anything for Black Friday or not. Me personally, I don't. All my extra money is going to go into my arcade cabinet, like I was talking about earlier. And, personally, I'm kind of one of those people that doesn't like to have the newest thing. Like, I don't really care about that. And honestly, like, a lot of these items that they have for Black Friday, just wait a year and get it used, get it way cheaper at that point. So, yeah, I'm not going to go Black Friday shopping. Are you guys? Are you going to go Black Friday shopping? Let me know in the comment section, like, if you plan do any Black Friday shopping or in what deal you're gonna try to go for. Who knows? Like, I mean, if they had something, if they have something that I really want, then maybe. But usually they don't. So, anyhow, guys, that's it for this episode. Man, that seemed like a longer episode. I don't know why, it just did. But yeah, I got a surprise for you guys I wanted to tell you about before we part ways. I came up with another show concept, and I'm actually really excited about it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to tell you guys what it is yet, because I want it to be a surprise for you, but I will say that, you know, think along the lines of, like, Happy Console Gamer, where he's kind of sitting at a table talking about some stuff, you know? It'll be like that. But yeah, I'm not gonna get rid of the concept yet. But part of me almost wants to record that tonight. And so, if you see me in the same clothes later in a future video, you'll know why. But we'll see. Like, I still have a lot of things I want to get done tonight, and I want to work on my arcade more. So, yeah, look forward to that. Hopefully, probably, and game room video very soon. I might end up doing that in the next few days as well, actually. So, yeah, I worked on it more, so it's better than it was. Alright, guys, until next Saturday, or if I come out with more videos before that, I'll see you then.